Harry. Everyone knows Searson likes the AWP. But let's talk about Faven for this map, right? He's now playing that B anchor role. It's a new role to him. We saw him in that game versus K23 get bopped a lot, right? Going for jump spots at B, and X5 would also walk through the B smoke, going full Maui Snake and pick him. You know, there are holes in this big defense, and they're not Searson's holes, they're Faven's holes. So we'll have to find out if Entropiq are going to fill them. We're led as they run up Cat, Quick, and Dead are two members of Big. Make that 3. Glocks find a 4v2, and Searson hears these hippity-hoppities, but he is stuck in the site. Should not be his round. Do they clear it? Ooh, it's getting very scary. He can't stop that barn, and now it's Harry. It's Tizian dead, and Searson flicked by Forrester. Welcome to the big leagues. Well, in international gaming, welcome to Mirage.
In the pistol round there, Faven was leaning window. I'm assuming that's spawn-based as opposed to where he's looking to end up here. But I'm interested to see, you know, what they're doing with Faven, because his B-holds did leave us wanting a little bit more. He's back in the window again, although annoyingly, he also had a pretty good spawn, so we'll have to wait and see if that becomes a reoccurring trend. I think it would make a lot of sense to have looked at where and how he was playing this map, right? His B-hold's not what we were used to seeing him, right? Being that like B anchor, and you could feel how green he was at moments in time.
Down with the seasickness. Big. Oh, how do they always make these rounds look terrifying? There is something in the water after all. Tizian's got a Deegan. Big. They are starting to gamble B while this AK has A on lock. And Entropiq, it might have fallen right for this. Hook, line, and sinker up short. Kito's going to smoke him, but that's going to stop this Entropiq team from running into the stack. If anything, I'm not sure if that's going to do Big any favors. Entropiq will decide to leave. They don't want to be one-dimensional. Now, Tizian still has this AK here, sure. But is that going to be of any help? He doesn't need to overcommit to A. In fact, it won't matter anyway. This bomb's going to go back to Apps. And so the B stack for Big is well-founded. Entropiq have no utility to get them in. One molly, and that's it.
Oh, they run at contact, and with these players tagged up already, this scout could have done big things. Instead, gonna all fall onto Faven, who does hold off the first. And now Tizian v Elian in a 1v1 to decide if Big can win the force. And Elian just missed him on the jiggle. The recommit the second time. Tizian finds a minute window into that round, just having his position checked mere moments prior.
Yeah, Elian's wondering, man, he called me on the fake, but he got me second time around. But really, Tizian just, I'm just trying to not cough down the mic.
Okay.
Tizian, just a little bit later, Harry. He was deep entrenched on ramp. Forrester now, Hero AK. Big, they did this last map as well on Dust. Always so good at turning the tide after they lose pistol. One rifle.
Yeah, apart from back there on Dust, where the
the
rifle got cut down immediately and was irretrievable. So this time, at least, he's in with the pack. I'm a fan of that.
Oh
my God.
My God, it packs a punch, all right. There's no smokes for the cross, Harry. There is one on Crab, but it's not going out, and he's coming in through lower. You can throw jungle from lower, but Crad wants to remain contact, and that might do him favors. Oh my God, back turn. He could have just killed Tabson and Connector, and Sekito covers. Bomb is going down, though. Forrester, he's on for a double right now. Lackey makes it out. He's got Glock armor. He wanted the gun after Forrester died, but Forrester will not die. He will stay alive. Needs to be the ace, and the reload comes in. 3 bullets, 2 targets. Should be easy. There's another. Forrester spam through the box, and Quito will win the round. Unbelievable. Nice try from Forrester. Cannot ask of more from him. But still not enough.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's more like it, right? That's more the Forrester force buy you want to see. And it's left him so well off, in fact, if he wanted to, and he does want to, he can get another AK in play. With only one man surviving here for Big, Entropiq say, you know what, let's do it again. This time we've got even more to throw at them.
Yeah, I like this call for Entropiq. Confident. And they're going right back to B. They're going there with a pace as well. Faven, what's his protocols like today? He's had a bit of time since that last Mirage bout. The Big did lose, and as you said, a lost streak of 4 for this team. Nice kill for Faven. He gets out alive as well. First rifle removed. But now he's got more to deal with. Another smoke on default. They jump out of apartment. Low HP on the bomb. It's tucked in at Edward. Nickelback just has to hide in the smoke, because if he dies here, the bomb is in no man's land. He will die anyway. AK spam. Keto converts his kill. 2 Ts left up. Forget the bomb. They need frags, and they do find Faven first. There's many more on short. Tucked in is Keto. There's info for Entropiq about one of these players, but Tizian is still uncertain. Doesn't want to show his hand yet. And Keto just sits on the bomb.
Ooh. Yeah, that really did draw them in, didn't it? Now you're hoping they don't know about Tizian, but this is defo getting checked.
Oh,
and Forrester's
he's
looking
on one.
clean, man. He got the 4K, needed an ace in the last round if they wanted to win it. Well, this time around, he'll drop 3, and he'll secure a second for Entropiq, already reaching double digits. Just 4 rounds into play. Well, they say start as you mean to go on. And if that happens for Forrester here, he'll be on a tear.
They go back to B with another pacey round. Faven has Julies.
It feels like they've done their research. They just want to abuse this B hold, and justifiably so. I mean, we've seen Faven really struggling over here.
I hate Julies, man. Wow. Ooh, I hate Julies. I hate him. I hate him.
And this might be a bit of a. This is probably the smoothest brainest.
All right, give me the smooth brain. A dry brain take right now. What's up?
I actually think Doolies are a good force buy.
P250's better and the same price. Better. Significantly
So
better.
the armor pens,
What, you think Julies on B at car, not even Balk?
Hang on,
I
didn't say Faven made the right move with the Doolies.
Okay.
I just don't question the buy too heavy. I think Nuke, they're a really good force buy choice. It's like having an M4 on hot roof.
Look,
The armor pen's good. They can 2-shot, and you have 30 bullets.
Yeah, man. When have you ever seen anyone use all 30 bullets and not gonna kill? Oh, like every round. I don't know, Harry. All I go off. I'm surprised to hear that from you. All I go off.
I know. I've changed.
We watch a lot of Counter-Strike.
Yes.
We watch a lot of Julie buys, and I have probably seen no more. And this is not an exaggeration. No more than 10 Julie kills in 12 months. I think you can't even disagree with that statement. I don't think you can. Don't look up the numbers for it. I mean, you can, but people don't buy them often anyway. But when they do buy them, boy, they suck. Like, yeah, I don't know. That's just me. That's just me. Do what you want, guys. Keto, he's doing what he wants. He's pushing deep in apartments, but a whiff spray, and Crad will live. Huge kill.
Right.
Faven's gonna recommit, get that gun.
Yeah, hell yeah. Get your hands on it,
I
Faven.
see that, no?
I don't see him, man. What are you talking about? Look at Grad. He don't see Grad, but he does react in time. He says, here you go, bud. Take that AK. I'll go grab another one. Oh, he's stealing from the rich, and he's giving to his friends. Like a twisted Robin Hood. Here we go. Lackey going to steal 2 back, and Faven and Searson, they will be saving now. Rest assured.
Yeah, if they can get away with it, Entropiq, they could send Lackey on a little mission if they wanted on a Mac 10, but Big, playing the long game. Will they come out on top, though? We'll have to see. Entropiq up to 4 rounds on the T side, and we've already talked about the woes that Big have had on Mirage as of late. This is a go-to for Entropiq. Still a surprise to see them lean away from a map like Vertigo, when it was an option. But at the same time, they have faith in what may be their best map in the pool, even if Big play it as well. 4-2, money kept. Alien's AWP continues on. And Big are allowed that save. That's all they're allowed. Searson goodbye the AWP with a bit of Kev. But ultimately, this is Entropiq's map to lose right now.
Well, this is where I'm looking for things to hopefully improve a little for Big. Gonna get to have this AWP head-to-head potentially. Alien holding on to the Palace. And all right, see somebody. He immediately makes that AWP presence known. And this is a bit of a disaster from the get-go for Entropiq. They try to take the bomb out through ramp. That's a bit of info going the way of Big. It's going to trigger a bit of a rotation out of the CT side. And with Alien dead over in Palace, you know, you're not too worried about this one getting out of hand. Also, that AWP getting dropped over, that's a huge win for Big. I can already imagine that Keto is thinking of all the things he's going to do with that AWP.
Yeah, he's going for it. Oh, Searson won't let Crowd escape after the Molotov, and now just Forrester alone at top mid. Cold, naked, hungry. Did I say cold? Freezing. And it's another sad save. Saving here lets him drop Crowd though, so well worth.
Right. Go on, Keto. Go get the AWP button. Go grab it.
No need.
Go on. I
Don't have
insist. No. I insist. And there he is. He's going.
Yeah.
I ain't lying to you.
No, nothing wrong with that. I wonder if we're going to see him towards the B site, right? Take up Fav and spot, play towards the apartments, post up a second AWP there. Because obviously, as you talked about Searson, he's going to be all over the place in this map. He's going to be wherever the hell he wants to be. CT or window, taking cat spawns if he's got them. But yeah, it's not rare to see that second AWP just lock down apartments. And maybe that frees up Fav to play a little more how he likes on this map, rather than just being at the beck and call of these explosive B pops that we've seen Entropiq lean towards. Do they go back to it now, though? Alien's got a re-AWP. Molly into Con, bit of a mid-take. Searson smoked off. Start of the round, he's going to use his Molotov behind the boxes to keep that mid-control for Big, and Faven is aggressive off short, getting that info. We do have Keto on apps, but he's holding it from market, so a very safe setup here for Big. It's going to mean Faven's coming in on the flank out under later in the round if this is a B play. It's one way to approach it here, but Entropiq will be very ready for the flank as B is certainly up for the taking. Not until that smoke fades, however.
Big CT side gets so much more terrifying with this double open play.
Yeah.
It really does. You know, even if you just think back as recently as Dust 2, the best looking rounds for Big was the ones where they had this double open play. Obviously very expensive to run, and that's why you're happy that you got this one on Keto for free from Alien's dead body in the last round. Faven now starting to creep through lower, might find a lovely little timing on this push. Keto drops a nade in, and now needs to try and stay alive. Instead, he's dead right away.
Oh,
That's pretty ugly, but he will still convert the second frag. That's a big sigh of relief for Faven. Little rough on the boost, and suddenly it's gone the other way. Oh.
They're saving. What more can Faven do in that? Oh dear, survive maybe. If he can, gets out with the AWP, yoinked from Alien. He spammed him out from the Underwood. But that is insane that Entropiq hold on to that post plant. They know that Favin's going to give them room, so after he doubles up, they just forget about apps. They go back to killing those short players. And Entropiq, it's just a clean round. It's their map for a reason, Harry. They're so comfortable, even in a 3-on-5 like that. Dear, oh dear. Double AWP, gone, mate.
We had a little demo review with Coach Mao.
Yeah.
Right?
Big fan.
Yeah. Not to be confused with Coach Lau. Right?
Yeah, common misconception.
Common misconception.
Yeah.
But I mean Maui Snake. And he was a big critic of the right pillar of that B site. That's where Keto finds himself. And I think you can see why. There's just a lot of angles that you can get shredded from. You have to be cognizant of a short wrap. You have to be worried about players on plat. You have to be worried about players at van. You have to be worried about players in apartments. And you have to be worried about players in the site.
Sounds terrifying.
There's a lot of worries to have, right?
Yeah.
I would always rather see someone go towards that back left pillar. And well, this round looking like another one of these B plays. Entropiq coming into this with a very clear game plan on their T side. Like, yeah, we've not been convinced with the B holds. Let's just abuse the hell out of this side of the map. Searson is getting snuck on. He's getting walked on in connector, and that is a freebie, even though Tizian is still able to trade. Knocking Searson out is lovely.
Yeah, they're still coming B, though. Favin's got to pick his spot. He's got a Molotov, but I don't know if he'll be out in time. He's already been flashed off the angle. He's got to keep his gun out. Back right side, Harrow. We're not a fan, but will it work? For Favin. Tabson's coming in with a kill, covering the left side. Favin swings. Now it's just Crad, 1v4. Favin, lovely hold on B there. A lot more passive. Plays with his in-game leader from the market. Able to have cover on that left side bench swing. And big lock in a B defense round. Yeah, Searson does get hung out to dry, but at least Tizian traded very quickly. It wasn't yoinked for long, and Big keep that man advantage all round. By the way, it was opened by Searson, who pushed Palace with a spawn and took an AWP pick. So again, talking about this floating CT AWP, even when we don't have Keto on the secondary, Searson's still finding ways to get involved in the action. And that is reassuring as Big try to close the gap. This could be their fifth. Entropiq's money is skew-if.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you'll know that Big always give their AWPers a lot of room to kind of play how they want to work that early pick in a round, right? Keto, oftentimes the one that maybe has to be a little more respectful in the early stages, a little more tapered in how willing to be aggressive he is. Searson's given a lot of room to freestyle it, a lot of room to work that opening pick on the AWP. Keo makes it down into lower.
Keo, like the Matrix.
There was no one called Keo in the Matrix.
No, I know that, Harry. Just,
There was a Neo. Neo, like the...
Oh, run!
He's gonna drop a little smoke and try to get out of there.
This is terrifying. Yeah.
Okay, one and done. One and done.
It's a gun gifted.
Little worrying.
Are they... Searson's come back to spawn to get nades for the retake. Big are keeping the pressure up at least. That AK hasn't been retrieved. Mid-lurker of Lackey. This time will drop Tizian. And no trade allowed for Big. Forrest has found Keto. Those guns getting gifted over. And Big losing space in the site. Forrester swings off the fake. And now all relying on Tabson. He can't do a thing. Forrester is lights out in these what would be post plants. But Entropiq don't rush the bomb. They know Big are going to throw everything at them. While Big have the info that Lackey's alone in middle. That was a 3-on-3 in the site. And Entropiq fight for it. Great work. Favin just getting caught again.
I think Favin should be banned from Jump Peak in the apartments.
Yeah. I mean, you need the info, but just picks the wrong angle. And Elian has a nice late delayed trade from the AWP.
Dude, Favin's even picked up a secondary.
All right. Yeah, that's more like it, though. You can just post on Balk. This is better, if anything. Especially considering Entropiq go for a lot of these contact B approaches. Oh dear, that is the worst case scenario for your AWP though. Ah! They've read him like a book! They really, you know, you said it earlier, they have their game plan, and man, every round is one of these B-pops with Lackey lurking. This time Forrest is up in Palace. It's a late mid-take for Entropiq. They can come in on the cat split if they'd like. Or even Connector, more likely than not. Will Ellian retreat back to spawn with the AWP, get that bomb, set his team up for a con play. And Big has spent this entire city side just trying to retake B. Now they need to remember what the A side looks like as well. Oh! Nice shot from Searson. There's the lurker. Searson trying to get out alive. Can't get behind cover in time, but Forrester won't swing. And Searson has that bit of support. He needs to hit his shot if tabseN's going to live. Lackey's hit a nice little timing into window, but faveN's not running the rotate. Not in a hurry. tabseN trying to get that info. Oh, back! Will live, but not for long.
Oh, okay. That is a must-win fight for faveN. Searson still waiting back in CT, and
close.
the flash gets him off the angle. The second AWP, they know about it over here towards jungle, and so they should be ready for its path to rotate in. They want to try and deal with Searson. It's only the tag. Oh, he's going to follow up on a Forrester, and looking to make it the hat-trick, looking to take a third. Ellian, the man up against him. Oh, dear.
Oh, what?
He tried to knife.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy. That's full insanity, in fact. And they still win the round. Thank God it doesn't come back to bite big. Entropiq, they made that round scarily close. It's the re-aggression back into jungle that gives faveN the pick, and a nice passive round off his AWP as his team fight for the site. That bomb can only go down in a clutch, and that clutch was not meant to be. Even though it was almost gifted. And Entropiq, it's when they lean away from B, Harry, they start losing rounds. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back for it. These B pops, I mean, maybe a cat lurker, right? Lackey's done a lot towards connector killing rotations, but Big's money is pretty awful right now. They lost a lot of guns. They only kept AWPs. faveN didn't even have armor in that round, so in terms of dropping, he's got to buy up first. And this is looking difficult for Big, even though they're hanging in there. Searson and Keto back on the AWPs. Spawn for Palace if Keto wants to make a play. Searson's gotten away with this before. Leaning A early, maybe a smoke execute for a change here for Entropiq. Or maybe just a contact pop, one smoke. They're going to go through this one. Entropiq did this in their opener against Ecstatic a lot, just abusing this ramp. Smoke, Krad's got to kill in middle.
Man.
He's running connector. That's the AWP being picked up now on this lurk to kill the short player of faveN, who has to win his fight, or this round falls apart for Big.
Yeah, Searson's also feeling tremendous pressure to get involved. Plant won't get denied. tabseN's at least found one through the smoke. That nade up in connector gonna give away this little attempt at pushing.
God.
Oh, that's a team
Molly
molly.
their team.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
That's
Oh,
wasted
dear.
a lot more time for Big. Time they can't afford to waste. Nickel back over in Sandwich, and Lackey, all right, will get cleaned up. They learn about Nickelback, and suddenly, you know, it went from being messy to impress me as Big find themselves a thing.
Yeah, you know, it's not bad, Harry. It could have been a lot worse, I guess. But great retake for Big. I don't know how the hell they win that in a pinch. Lights out retake. Instantly, they shut the shutters on Entropiq's windows. And now the money is broken, even with that bomb plant. That had everything going for them, from Crad getting the open connector to the instant A plant that wasn't denied by the spam. And even with the team molly, Big just make it nice and quick. And Entropiq, they want a timeout. They want to try and tighten ship on this T side. These last couple of rounds are key. They're going to have to give up one. But not the end of the world. And again, B just has been the option. It almost feels obvious at this point to call it. I wonder if Big are going to be, you know, leaning heavier there. Maybe put Keto back in market with the AWP. Searson goes for lower. Oh, he can't see that nade. Sets him off a little bit. Keto's trying to stop Lackey in mid. Searson to steal the underman. And even re-peek is Keto. Big just trying to get involved, get rid of this eco with ease, but with a 5-on-4 they can breathe and go back to their bomb sites. Middle is given over to Entropiq, but not much they can do with it. Elian, he's holding for the jump, but he's been seen, and flash. Dodged by Elian. His team are coming up connector as Entropiq try and split this A site into two. Ooh.
Now that you've seen Tabson, chances aren't too bad that you can find something here. They've gotten deep within A. Tizian doesn't want to get caught fighting, and that's where Favn is doing his damnedest to put on a brave face and save this round. Look at Forrester, though.
Creepy.
Little sneaky play in through market, and now a chance to plant at B.
Gun.
Even on a long rotate, all the way through T-spawn, and Forrester looking for any...
Oh, what?
Man, all right. That's a Glock tap onto Tizian. They've smoked the bomb.
Good knife.
Yeah, Forrester wants to try and get away with even more, man. The
Oh,
spam's
nice
out,
try.
dealt with. Elian all alone, and they do see him. They do deal with him. Wonderful round out of Favn.
You want to know what's so funny, Harry? In the last Funspark Ulti Grand Final, it was Tizian pushing up connector CT overpass up the ladder, and he got one-tapped by a Glock because he had no helmet, and that allowed Extrasalt to win an eco at 14-13. Big still closed that game, but for a moment you thought Tizian's lack of head armor was going to cost them the entire grand final in the 5th map. Right there, Tizian, no helmet, hasn't learned, and no helmet here either because he can't afford it. He got tapped out, luckily Big hold onto it. Fast round, forget it, forget the past, forget the future, it's in the present. Tizian, again, tapped out quick by Lackey on the A site, and I love this change of pace for Entropiq. They're tired, respecting their opponents, but maybe they should have. Molly going through. Tabson's denied the plant. It might have to be a CT side of one instead. It's a little safer at least, and they've got that control. Favn waiting for Big to over-aggress, but for Entropiq to over-aggress, but they're not doing that. They've set up with his AWP bait and switch. Anti-flashes Lackey. 4-on-3. Favn pressures on him.
Oh, they flash deep.
Beautiful.
It's a nice flash for Forrester.
See ya.
That's going to set up the save for Big. Just have to bow down and concede this one. We're getting a far better look out of Favn here. Top of the board right now. I say that though with kind of mixed feelings. I think, especially considering that we've had a good few goes at the double AWPs, they need to be finding more impact. And that's often what they're good at, but not in this map, not right now. It looks like they think that as well. I think we're going to have a bit of Palace aggression out of Searson, and Keto even making his way in a window. It will just be to boost up into ladder, but this lets him be a little more involved with the AWP. They're up on Cat, they're moving around, and you can hear them, but right now it's the lower player making noise, and he missed the timing on the first man, so they didn't realize that Lackey was so deep. It's a real shame for Favn, who just gets bodied from short by a player they never knew existed. Tabson's going to do what he can to hold on, but now looking to fight around these side smokes. Crad waits patiently for it.
Big just get too hungry in these pre-plants. It's been letting them down all day at this B site. Entropiq just don't plant, they just wait because the kills keep coming. Searson's given one, and I love the rotate as well. With the bomb loose, he knows Entropiq are going to waste time for a re-peek, and now they got to go get that bomb back. Tizian's pushed deep B. And Searson's rerouted market. He doesn't want to make a play yet. That exact mistake I've been talking about with the overfacing in the back of Big's mind. But Entropiq, they don't mind waiting. Cover for the plant, it's a bit of a different one as well. And the cross is stopped, leaving Tizian on the loud flank. He's thrown his util. They've all changed spots already. There's nowhere to go, but right into the site. And Elian has got him in his crosshairs, 8-7. And I'm loving these B plays out of Entropiq. The half is over though. And Entropiq are, they're on the money. Big, we've seen a lot of games where they've gone up 9-6, 10-5 on the CT half of this map and still managed to bungle it. Their T-sides have been rough as of late on Mirage, even though this is a go-to tabs and map, one of his favorites, if not his favorite. Big, I don't know how much longevity they have left on Mirage, just holding on with 8-7.
Yeah, it is a little worrisome, isn't it? Like, so many of these games, you just mentioned it, but so many of these games have seen great starts on a CT half. You get like 2 rounds on the T side. If you win pistol, that could really look to energize your efforts in this second half. They've flashed over B, they've dropped a market window and short side smoke in.
Oh.
Fan trying to deal with the incumbent players in the site, and Nickelback runs through the short smoke, picking up a double.
Oh, what?
Make it a third! Only Searson left, and they're there to shut him down. Nickelback, no time to wait for that short smoke, mate. He goes running right through.
That's around a big streams, right? That's all they were trying to do in the first half. Obviously, it's a pistol, so a very different position, but Entropiq, they just keep the pressure up. Second last shot of the mag drops the bomb, and you think surely on this swing he's done, but his entire team behind him. Nickelback leading from the front, as is always the case, even on CT sides apparently. Big are going to force Harry with no bomb plant, and this screams desperation to me.
Ooh, all right. Okay, Searson, I see you. I remember a Searson flick, all right. How about a Lackey aggro mid-hold? Do you remember that? Is this worth talking about? Oh, yes.
Maybe.
Oh, yes, for Lackey. Good little double up before all is said and done. He's done his part, Favin. Even though he's gotten out of Palace. Gonna struggle to find much from here. There he is, kind of hitting a bit of a gap right now. This is something that has to be considered, and he's looking at the con smoke. So that will be him dealt with, and a Galil gifted over to Forrester. Tizian at 4 and 10, probably a dead man as he tries to go get this bomb back.
Oh. Pretty safe way of getting the info as well. It's going to mean this T-spawn flank's coming in. Nickelback has the cross. And Elian just swings. He doesn't even wait for Nickelback to call. Yeah, I see him. Elian just swings. And that's it. That's enough. 10-7. Entropiq are feeling confident. You can tell from how they're playing from Lackey to just that last second chase for Elian. 10-7. Nukers are third and final map. And it doesn't matter what pick Searson provides, Big. They're still going to fall flat on their face, and now just pistols. Favin's 18 and 10. Like, number-wise, he's having a pretty good game, and mainly because he's getting most of the action right in that first half with these B plays, but even so, that's impressive. Swinging out into the Org. Elian doesn't need to overplay his hand here, but he will, and Favin getting that trade off for the P250. Nice try. Searson denied, and that was the one way this round could have gotten out of hand. Instead, it should just be a lock-in. tabseN hits a lovely dig, tabseN hits another, and suddenly you're scared for Entropiq, but can he escape in time? Krad's carrying combat. As soon as it's cleared by him and Forrester, you know that tabseN has to be under, and so they reroute B. One step ahead. There's no easy way into this round for tabseN. He may have hit some phenomenal starts, but Krad's just not going to give him the pick into this bomb site. tabseN has to commit if he wants the kill.
Yeah, Krad should just have it locked in. tabseN's not ready. And there it is, 11 for Entropiq. Now that reinvestment going to come through for Big. Get the AWP from the get-go. Rifles all around. What do they want to do with it? Elian also bringing his to the party. Orb the Orbs once more, happening right away in round 4, just like in that first half.
Big goes straight for middle. Favin's defaulting A, left on his lonesome. Nice grenade. Entropiq dump util to keep up pressure in middle. They're not fighting for it. They've actually conceded mid for the most part. Lackey goes up ladder. Entropiq even do a double ramp setup, a nice aggressive call with this SMG. Still carrying Palace, and for good reason. Favin's here. Big now, retake mid late. They come back for the con play. Not going through the smoke. They're going to respect a bit of utility here, but it will fade soon. And with their top con smoke, they can move in into the stairwell if they please. Keto will be tasked with doing that. This double ramp setup is the make or break for Entropiq, especially with Elian out in the open. This Palace player could find him. He's going to reposition. That's very loud. Favin knows what's up. He's going to take the space and even take the face off Nickelback, but it's the MP9 that claws him. And now 4-on-4. Citizen's barrel spotted, even flashed out. Lucky going to play off the back of this spot, and he's dropped him. This is falling apart at the seams for Big. The double ramp play, even though Entropiq have disassembled this setup, it's allowed Crad to arm himself with an AK. The AWP is now back in CT. If anything, this is a better setup than before, and no time for Big to dilly-dally. They've got to go right out into A. And there. Oh, no way.
All right. Crad's under. Crad's holding on. Tabson going up and over. Woo, does drop onto him. And he even spots that jungle player. Oh, he's seen
So
Lackey
lucky.
as well. He knows where they both are. Oh, Tabson, it's a damn good try. But Forrester will be there to rise above it all.
That was so unlucky for Tabson. Not only the timing of him crossing out of the jungle angle, and then he gets peeked, but then even pulls the bomb as Lackey goes over stairs. A nice attempt to the 1-on-3, but Entropiq, they're built different, man. I love that change of setup as well. Even though Elian gets bopped, he really shouldn't have. Tabson hits a nice kill, but it still means nothing in the grand scheme. The AWP comes back in, pistols out now for Big. The T-side woes have only just begun.
I don't imagine they get better anytime soon, if we're being honest. You know, this is a very good half for Entropiq. This is one that they love. For Big, they have a love-hate relationship with Mirage. They love one half, they hate the other. And so this should just be a bit of a slaughter, a bit of a mow down. And it's certainly I feel bad for Tabson. Always getting a couple.
Not even. One will not do. But 3 is free for Entropiq. They're going to be very close to getting us to nuke here in this series. The Warriors of Mirage, they continue for Big. This is, of course, Entropiq's go-to map. You've got to keep that in mind. Nuke's a bit of a sneaky one as well. But Big have at least tended to play that map in recent times, so it's not the end of the world. They knew it was coming in to close the series, no doubt. They managed to take down Fnatic at this event on it. Citizen with his AWP, and he just can't see through the Molotov. You can see how difficult that is. It's far more favorable to be right behind a molly than far away. The smoke is less, obtuse. Forrester does get spammed, pushed forward, forced to commit by the Molotov, but if his teammate can jump and bait for him and spray from a range, then Forrester's position might be discounted by Tizian. Meanwhile, it's not a B play, not yet, unless Keto can get behind jungle. He's seen the barrel, the silence, the woes of it. Sometimes it lets you down. Oh, but Nickelback might last longer. Keto's got him cornered. He does take that kill. Tizian somehow cleared Forrester. Lucky's fake and bait was not enough, and now Big need to wake up into this A side. They have to win this round. 4-on-2. Split 1-1 are Entropiq, but it's feeling more like a loss as Big bring the bomb through under.
Oh God, Elian gonna start to lean away.
Dear.
Oh,
That
you're
could've been
so lucky that that shot misses there. If you're Big, Tabson. You don't believe in luck. He creates his own destiny. That's 8 on the board for the big boys. Yeah, you know, there were a couple of moments in this round that could have gotten weird. Keto, right, firing off a little too soon, or Nickelback over in jungle. That one could have been a way out. You know, Tabson almost getting AWP'd CT. That also could have been a cause for concern, but they ultimately navigate it well. Nades stack up in the top mid. Nades do some damage. Gonna soften them up for the scout and pistols. Shouldn't get too out of hand. Keto's already ahead of this smoke. I love this. He's just waiting. He knows someone's going to take a little jiggle. Try to see if anyone's walking the smoke, and the joke's on you, mate, because he's already ran past it.
Oh, the boost spotted. Now you know about 2 cats. Like you're walking through the jungle smoke, maybe. It's his only play at this point, but Molotov is going to force his hand. He doesn't want it to tick and then get spammed. Might not be up to him. Oh, here's a reload. He goes. Tizian shooting. Turns back and then reloads again. He was reloading on 24 bullets, Harry. But he faked it. The quick switch back and Tabson covers. For a second, that was scary. But it's one way to force a fight. And Big win them all in this round. 5-on-2, and it's a save with very little. Entropiq looking to rebuy in the follow-up. So Big not out of this yet, but I'm going to hold my tongue until I see another gun round for Entropiq. And funnily enough, it's coming up right now.
Yeah, I like that they just get this scout out. They're like, no, let's just focus on winning here and now. Right, AWP in the hands of Elian. Takes it for a mid peek. Oh, that's a nice opener for Crad. Yeah, dude, Searson's been looking for more of these openers, but at every turn it feels like he's been getting bested, be it by rifles or by orbs. Lackey and lower, and Tabson. The timing on that is brutal.
Here we go.
This could be the great unraveling of Big. Bit of damage, and the kill found by Crad. He even gets out of there, lives to tell the tale. Favon, who was hoping to trade this, now out ramp, is locked in, and Crad goes on a tear here, not just besting the AWP that was posted at ramp earlier on, but even taking it one step further than that. Just Tizian now. Well,
yeah, that's exactly what we were waiting for, right? The big guns for Entropiq, and they put them to use with a 5 alive round, securing 2 AKs as well on the way out. Doesn't feel much better than that. Big not had a clear way in this half. They've just been doing a lot of con to A splits. It looks very different to Entropiq, who were just abusing that B bomb site. I don't even want to say abusing Favon, because I don't think he was a massive problem. Couple of rounds got caught out, sure, but by and large, Favon was fine at B. It was these awkward 3v3s where Tabson would be chasing through market and throwing himself into fights. Oh, the molly does hit Forrester. Could have traded with one of his own. Big. A lot of early pressure on B, but they don't really get that much util out. All they do is shift the defense and pull Entropiq over. Searson, I don't know how he wins that fight. Elian, caught sleeping, maybe caught blinking. Got to be more like Cold Zero, who only blinks with one eye at a time. Sleeps with one eye open just in case. Keto closes Lackey's face. It's Nickelback trading as the smoke blooms in window. And he's got to pop that molly, but they're already right through, up in his grill. Tabs him with another. This is a 4-on-2 right now. Big should not be in this position, but they do not care. But they have far from closed it. I say that. Forrester gets dropped. The nade. Tabson lives to escape and even finishes the spray down. It's a 10-round game for Big now. Still trying to hang on. Still trying to make this game a 2-0 to go to those grand finals, but Entropiq want anything but. One rifle round immediately reset, and now Big have the chance at an anti-eco.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the way I kind of look at Big is like so often, if they get the opener, they'll normally go on and win the round. They're actually, at least, you know, since returning to play, They're one of the best teams in 5v4 conversions. So, you know, you can see why we've been putting so much emphasis around these opening fights, around guys like CS and being entrusted with getting them a lot of the time.
Even more than Gambit in this event. 5v4s, and only just, but that's quite the statement to make. So this round was always going to be easy. The last anti-eco was as well, but we had Entropiq come right back in with guns and deal a flawless round. So in the back of your mind, you're all thinking about it. Alien's going to try and make a read on the rotate, but Big might one-up him. And ultimately, wherever they go, as long as they go together, it's fine, and Alien's made the wrong read. Unless he wants to save, in which case, no problem. Money's there, though, for Entropiq. This is just about having the AK in play. And now he realizes the outcome of the round is Biggs, and 11 taken on the T side. Are there legs on this game, though, Harry?
Well, here's the thing. You've kind of got Entropiq right where you want them, right? Whenever they're losing a round, they're immediately having to, and I mean like a full investment, they're immediately having to take, you know, a pistol play, like maybe having a scout, but that's really the extent of it. It's the famous, like, win a round, it feels like a 2-for-1 unless they get out with, you know, 3 players saving. So, you know, you've got that going for you if you're Big. You've got more staying power in that even if you lose a round, you're able to fully invest regardless, and you have all the bells and whistles. The real problem is all it's going to take is one of these opening fights to not go your way, or you know, someone like a Forrester to have one of these big moments that we know the guy can have where he, like, double kills you, even though you got a man advantage, and suddenly, oh, rounds up in the air again, and then you're right on that tipping point. So, you know, it definitely, it's got all the makings of a game with some legs on it. It's just going to come down to if Big can give us the goods. And well, that's what I'm talking about with how these guys can just have these moments. That's a smoke spam for a double opener, and well,
yeah, well, amputation in middle.
Yeah, now it should be 15 for Entropiq, if we're being honest. If we're
being honest, and you know, we like a bit of honesty, Harry.
It's the best policy.
Yeah, that's why Tizian. Okay. The quick switch.
That's actually really nice, because you didn't know about Nickelback being down there either. Like, you know, that's a huge win, because it's let you build an idea of what info Entropiq were kind of gathering in this round, what they're at least assuming is going to happen. And obviously, it's brought down this huge 5-on-3 into a much more manageable 3-on-4. This is going to spread out the Entropiq defense a little, right? It's pulled Lackey away from the B site. He's had to take up middle. He's had to wait around here. Dabson's even looking longingly at the orb, thinking, do I want that? I used to love it, but nah, I'm a changed man nowadays.
Oh, there's a massive smoke coming from the B apartments. That's going to let them get up. Cat, they hear the flash, hit Lackey as well. Tabson doesn't want to delay the play. 20 seconds, he's got to get the plant.
They got a lot of info.
They've seen, yeah, this rotate has to happen right now. Entropiq are pulling back 2 players off of the A site. Lackey moving, but Big have faked them out. They're doubling back into A themselves. It's Crad, who's situated on default, crouched and tucked in. If he gets one well-placed kill, he wins the entire game here now for Entropiq, and there it is. Tabson trades, but I don't think there's time. The wallbang will be allowed. Elian's going to run him down, but it's Forrester from Catwalk who closes for Entropiq. And, you know, a nice try from Big. They make that 3-on-5 as much as they can. And they even dupe the rotate after the bomb gets spotted on B, but it makes no damn difference. Harry and Entropiq are set up. Map point, looking to take us to nuke. And I don't know if Big have anything to stop them. They've got all the money in the world, but money can't buy you love.
Faster B pop, perhaps. Everyone in the apartments for Big. Yeah, they're going in. Tizian's leading the way. He's got his entire team falling in line behind him. Oh, you would have loved that opener, but instead it's double up for Forrester. Quickly brought back into an even odds fight. However, the bomb is out in the open. That's going to cause you problems. Only Molotovs to try and get the AWP off the angle. You've got to run this one. You don't even have a flash to nullify the angle. It's weird with the molly.
Double peek.
Gonna try and deal
Lovely.
with Elliot, and they will. Even trading Crad now. Only Nickelback left. Oh, he's pushing in. Searson's not watching.
Bye-bye.
Keto's dead, and that's the bomb plant denied. Searson swings out from short. And truthfully, you know, I think Nickelback really wasn't expecting the AWP to be there. It really was a big bait.
It's such a bait that you just think, yeah, he can't be Cat. I'd be dead if he's Cat. He's definitely apps. His default plant. Why would he plant default if Season's short? No, that's, I mean, yeah, it lets, sometimes that's a round that you lose and that you're like, why are they doing that? Are they not even good? Why? But yeah, it's a bit of an awkward one. Big still get it over the line. Nice, cool to double face the AWP. And Tabson and Keto get it gone as they try and retrieve the bomb back from that forest side. Missed window smoke replenished, and now Entropiq with just pistols. Now these rounds have been really clean for Big. They have had no problem getting rid of ecos on Entropiq CT half. So this is no exception, Harry. This round's over. Safe to say, it's done. It's finished. Close your eyes. Nothing can go wrong. Citizens picking the mid players. That's an A frag. Lackey at the back of the site. They might discount it with the window not broken, and so he gets one kill. Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. Gun given. Lackey lines up a double, and this is not how it's supposed to go. This was not in the script, but it's happening anyway. What have I done? It's Favin in a 1v3, trying to keep this game going, trying to win the round. Big had no problem losing. The market push is nice, but Elian's now backed up and holding the angle, and Favin won't be given a thing. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
All right.
I hate to break it to you.
Oh, gosh.
That either means the server went down or Entropiq closed at 3-on-1 eco. We may never know.
Get your votes in now, folks. Did it happen?
Oh dear.
Didn't it?
Now, the fact that no one's elated, I don't know if that's just CIS. Oh no, the server went down.
No.
That wasn't a closed round. Oh no.
Dear.
We are now in a very uncomfortable position for everyone involved.
Oh, gosh.
Because that was a full eco. While it was winnable for Favin, it was not one yet.
Yeah. I don't think that's one, you know, what with it being the map in the palm of his hands. I don't love it.
I'm uncomfortable.
No one is going to be that happy with whatever the outcome may be.
Oh, God. Good luck to our admin team here at Funspark.
Oh my goodness.
Dear,
it's
oh
the "this is fine" meme.
This is fine. Everything's burning.
I smell toast. Does anyone else smell toast?
Heart attacks coming in, and this is very awkward, Harry. I mean, that was not supposed to happen. Lackey not breaking the window. We all do it. We all think it will work, but it actually did. They didn't consider him a backside. He gets a kill. He lines up a double. And right now, we're just waiting. We're just